Hey, this is David Wells, and this is a tutorial showing theme developers how to integrate WordPress landing pages into your WordPress theme that you're selling. And the main benefits of doing this is basically it'll allow all of your clients and customers to use WordPress landing pages for running A/B tests and what have you. This is a free plugin, so you're adding a ton of extra functionality to your theme, and it's something that you can sell as an added bonus as your WordPress theme is WordPress landing page ready and you have landing pages integrated. And basically, some of the benefits that gives your theme is the built-in A/B testing engine that we built into the plugin. So your users can basically set up the A/B tests and clone and edit variations very, very quickly and easily. And this can all be done baked into your theme without having to mess up any of your core code or anything. So I'm going to show you that process right now. So out of the box, WordPress landing pages works with any WordPress theme to begin with. And what we use, it's a custom post type. So if you go into the themes folder, what the plugin uses, if the user of the WordPress landing page plugin is trying to use their default theme, the file that WordPress landing pages looks for is a single.php file. And sometimes this isn't always the optimal solution. So as an example, I'm working on a client site right now, and the main single.php file looks like this. So this is a basic blog post that comes with this theme. I'm using the robust theme from Theme Forest here. It's a great theme, really well put together. But one of the things that, if the user of WordPress landing pages wants to run A/B test and what have you, we're going to be using these post formats. So basically the normal blog post kind of style and layout. And that's what you can see here. So this is a landing page. But we're using a lot of the core things from the normal single.php file, like about the author, some of the post formatting stuff, and what have you. So the user, if they know CSS and what have you, they can hide this stuff via CSS or jQuery in the actual landing page template themselves. But even better solution, and what I'm going to show you right now, is creating a new single-landing-page.php file that will actually serve as the landing page template for your WordPress theme. So that way the user of your theme doesn't have to do anything special to get their landing pages working and have that extra marketing functionality enabled. They can just plug and play, and you can tout that you guys support WordPress landing pages and the advanced marketing functionality that goes along with that. So first things first, we want to jump into your theme files, and what we want to look for is a page template that you want to use as the basis of your landing page template. And that's what's going to actually be the single-landingpage.php. So in this example, I'm going to use the single.php file that's already included in the theme. So I'm going to go ahead and download the single.php file to my machine and take a look at it. So it's a basic, single.php file, a blog file. You can also do this, if you have a full width page template or a regular page template with a regular sidebar layout, really any page template that you want to use as the basis, but I'm going to use the single.php. So one of the things that I want to remove from my landing page, and again, this will be dependent on what your theme is like, the title area here, I'm actually going to supersede this, and we're going to alter some of the CSS and how this stuff renders. I'm also going to add in some custom CSS to perhaps hide the sidebar or footer. So I'm going to go ahead and copy everything in my single.php, create a new file, and this is going to be, I'm going to save this to my hard drive as single-landing-page.php, and save that to my desktop, and I'm going to re-upload this back into my theme files. So I'm going to re-upload this into my theme. So the single.landingpage.php. So there we have it. So right next to the single.php, you can see that there's already another custom post type override in this particular theme. Anything with single dash the post type name, that will overtake the regular blog post page for custom post types. So for this particular single.php landing page, I'm going to, so you could get rid of the sidebar. In landing pages, there is a built-in widget area that we can use as the actual sidebar widget. There's also a function built into WordPress landing pages called the LP conversion area, and I'll show you what that looks like here. So here we have our new LP conversion area. So you can print this out anywhere on the page. And what that's actually going to print out is the form or link that we're tracking the conversions on. So if I go in and edit this landing page, the actual conversion area form is this meta box here. And any form, whether it's Gravity Forms or an HTML form or a text link or what have you, as long as it's in this meta box, it will print out in the LP conversion area. And that's what basically enables all of the A/B testing stuff that we're, is the real main benefit of using landing pages. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, re-upload it to the server here, and then refresh my landing page. And there we have it. Nothing really changed. Instead, the sidebar is no longer rendering there, just the conversion area in that sidebar area. So the other thing I want to change on this particular landing page template is I want to get rid of the author, about the author section. So again, it depends on what your single.php looks like or the page that you're actually editing, but it looks like we have a comment function right here. So I'm actually going to just comment this out, save that, upload it back to the server, update this page. So that's going to disable the comments, so no comments are going to show on this page. It looks like this particular single.php is in an includes the content actually, so I'm going to go in and get that template part. So if I go into includes and then go into, let's see, includes content. And then it's going to be the type of content, but it's just going to be the default here. So this looks kind of messy. What I'm going to do instead is just call the regular content as it normally should. So instead of worrying about all this stuff, this is actually a lot of the stuff that I needed to take out anyway. So like the featured thumbnail, we don't need that on a landing page. The actual entry header, we'll see what it looks like without that. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the entry content. Again, this will be dependent on what your particular theme looks like. But I'm going to go ahead and replace this code right here. So it's not going to be a search page. I'm going to get rid of that. So we're just going to echo out. Honestly, all we need is the content. I just wanted to grab that particular div. So now we have the content. This is the before and after page, so we definitely don't need that. So really, yeah, all you need is the content to call the content like a normal WordPress landing page. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean that up a little bit. Comment this in here, save that, go into my landing page. And now we have blank slate, so none of that other stuff that we don't need on that particular landing page. One thing that's missing though is we don't have a heading, so that's another thing that we're going to want to add in here. And you can call the the main title of the page with the title call, just like a normal WordPress page. Really, the only custom function that you need is the LP conversion area. And again, you don't necessarily need that if you are using the sidebar area. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and refresh the page. So there's our headline right there, but it's not styled. So let's go ahead and put that H1 tag around that. We might go ahead and grab some other styles from the content template that we were talking about before. But that looks good for now, so that's cool. So the other thing that we can do here is add in custom CSS, and you can do that in your theme files by adding a conditional tag to your header to just call a particular style sheet in the head tag for landing page custom post types. But I'm just going to go ahead and we'll just hard code this in for right now. This isn't the optimal way to do it, but it gets the job done. So this entire box, I could go into the theme files and find exactly where that is, but I'm just going to go ahead and hide this entire container. So the page title, div ID. Again, this is not the optimal way to do this, but just for the demonstration here, I'm going to go ahead and just hide that. So if I save that with some inline styling and refresh, basically now we have a landing page, give or take. So we're excluding the navigation because when someone goes into a landing page, you really don't want to give them navigation. The other thing that I'd probably do is hide the navigation below here as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this element. So this is the footer menu, and along with the page title, just going to go ahead and grab this. So again, this is doable by the user of the template. They would have to know some CSS. You know, if we went back to the page as it stood before, what we could see is, you know, that side, that little kind of thing next to the title, all kinds of stuff that we didn't necessarily want on the page. That stuff is something that someone can do in the actual custom CSS settings of the landing page, but it's actually, you know, you don't want to give that kind of power to your users or rely on them to do that. But what we've just done here is created a very short and simple landing page that is will work with your theme. If your users are not using the WordPress landing page plugin and you have a single dash landing page.php, it won't do anything. It won't be active, so don't even worry about it. But what you can do is simply build out a landing page very quickly and easily that's customized for a particular idea or event, where basically this is a conversion page. When someone comes in, there's just the content and just the form, and that's it. All distractions aside, and then the user can run A/B tests. So if I wanted to run an A/B test, I could clone this and I could alter the headline. So contact us now to save money, or whatever your headline is, whatever stuff you want to A/B test. You can literally A/B test everything. By default, there's a couple of options with the default template. And again, that's using your theme files. There are many other templates that the WordPress landing page plugin has, and there's more that people can download. You can also create your own custom template. And we have all of that information in the docs on Inbound Now, or docs.inboundnow / landing page / dev. And basically, and you can actually implement some of these custom attributes into your single.php file. So I'm going to actually demonstrate that right now. So the option that I want to add to this particular landing page is, let's just give the user the ability to flip the layout. So the content's right now on the right, but let's say if they want the content on the right and then flip the form to the left. So the single option that we need to add to this particular template is a simple drop-down box. And you can add a drop-down box very, very quickly and easily. So in the landing page codex, there's a way to add in every type of field meta box very quickly and easily with a simple line of code. I also have some pre-prepared here. So this is adding landing page settings to the default template. So I'm going to go ahead, and this has an admin check, and it has a check for the landing page plugin if it's activated or not. So again, if you drop this into your functions.php file and they don't have landing pages activated, it's not going to mess anything up. But I'm going to go ahead and add this in. So in my theme, if I go back into my functions.php file, I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and then all the way at the bottom, or let's go ahead and add this right above the bottom. So I'm going to add in this code, and basically this is checking for landing pages. If it's activated, then add these options to the default template. So I'm going to go ahead and save these. So this is adding in a radio button, a drop down option, and a text area. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. So if I save that, go back into my landing page, and then refresh these options, what you're going to see is here's that new radio button, here's that drop down with the conversion area on the left or the right, and then here's that text area. So really all I want is the text area. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the navigation option. Then I'm going to go ahead and delete the text area as well. But again, adding in those meta options is very, very quick and easy, and we prepare the boxes for you. So basically it's the type, the ID of it, and then the default option, and then this is the label, and this is the description for the label. So if someone hovers over, what does this do? It'll tell them, hey, this does this. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and if we go ahead and refresh this page, what we're going to see is, hey, now we have that default option on the conversion area on the left or the right. So that's adding in the option to the actual template. How do we call it in the actual theme file though? That's what I'm going to show you guys right now. And if you go into the actual landing page plugin, we have a demo template that has all of the different configuration options. So this will walk through adding a text field, adding a text area, color picker, radio buttons, WYSIWYG editors, you name it, you can add it in there just by dragging or dropping this code into your functions.php in that wrapper. But in the actual theme file that we're working with, basically the way to call a meta value, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the drop down. It doesn't matter which one we grab, I'm just copying this code right now. But if I go into my single lander here, what we want to do is define this variable so we can use it. And what this is doing is grabbing the post metadata. So whatever that user chooses, whether they want the area on the right or the left, we're going to have that data to work with in this page template. And the way that these work, we're actually going to be grabbing this is going to be the default template. So here's another custom single PHP I set up. But the key, so the way that this works is, so we're assigning a variable to this metadata. The key is actually the template name. That's if you're setting up your own custom template that's outside of the default. But we're just going to go ahead and name this the default. And that's going to assign this to this particular template. So now that we have that data to work with, let's go ahead and use it. So for this example, there's a lot of different ways to do this, obviously, but I'm going to go ahead and set up a conditional statement. So if drop down area ID, I'm going to go ahead and rename this variable to left or right. So we're going to go ahead, and the default is that the sidebar is on the left, or on the right, excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and update this. So if left or right equals, and we can see here, so this is also something we need to change. So the get value, and that's actually the ID that we're using in the functions file to create that meta box. So the functions file that we're using, the ID. So again, this is the template that we're adding the option to, the type of field we're adding, and this is the ID of the metadata that we're associating with it. So what we need to do is actually insert that as well. So we're getting the post value, this is the default template, and this is the sidebar meta value. So basically, now that we have that, and there's two options with this. So in this array, the options array here, you can assign different values to it. So let's say, for example, so there's right and then there's a left, and that's what's feeding the drop down here with the text. You can add in as many of these as you want into the array, but we're going to go ahead. So the right is the default value, and that's actually where it is anyway. So we're going to keep that as the default, but we're going to go ahead and grab this value, and we're going to say if left or right equals left, then we're going to execute some code. So there's a bunch of different ways to do this. We could conditionally load these in different orders, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to load these in different orders. I tried to use inline styling. This particular template doesn't like that. So what we're going to do is load these in a conditional order. And the way that this is set up, it's a grid system. So we're going to go ahead and grab these two things and drop them in. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say else, add an else statement in there. So if the template is left, what we want to do in that instance is we want to load the sidebar first and then load the content second. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this in. The other thing is we want to make sure that the div is wrapping correctly, and that's just the nature of how this was set up. There's probably a better way to do this, but I'm just going to do this for this example. So we have those two pieces. The div is opening down there. So we actually want to just open this way at the top, so it's encompassing all of this. So if it's left, it's going to show this. If it's right, it's going to show this down here. And this actually would get rid of the title that I hid with CSS before, and that's probably what you want to do to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and comment that out, delete it. So that's the first one. If it's left, it'll go this way, and the sidebar will be on the left. If it's right, it'll do the opposite. And we want to close this conditional as well right before the closing div. So we have a closing div on this page. So this should, in theory, so this is set up. I'm going to go back into the edit screen, and we're going to test this out. So here's the variation A. I didn't save variation B, but right now the default is on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and save this on the left and save that with the Ajax save. So now if I go back into this page, what you can see is the editor is now on the form is now on the left. So really the sky's the limit in what you can do with the particular page. Let's say you want to give them the option to change the text color, change the option to change the submit button color. Really, you can do anything by adding in additional options and then calling those options in your actual landing page template with the get LP get value and then the ID of that particular meta value, and then use that in your template to do conditional based things. But yeah, so alternatively, you could just clone like a page, a regular page type in your site, name it single.php or single dash landing page dash page.php and be done with it, and clean up the styles a little bit. But other than that, yeah, you're off to the races. Let us know if you have any questions on setting this up. I know this video is kind of long, but it really doesn't take that long to set these up. And once you do set up a landing page with your theme files, you can say that your WordPress landing page ready and that you can A/B test with your WordPress theme.